Good morning. Happy Tuesday morning. Everybody had some good going in that stock market yesterday. I told you it was going to boom. As soon as I heard President Trump and China came to an agreement, it's a 90-day agreement, and then they're going to take it from there and see how it goes. But I'm just so happy that things are turning out the way President Trump wanted them to go. A lot of people are still just like hoping that he fails, and they'll do anything to see that he fails. But I'm not one of those people, and we don't have Ron today. He's out. He's out on his way to some important business this morning. So we're gonna wish him well with that and give him a shout out. Hey, Ron. So we still are gonna give our love to Jesus. And today, Philippians chapter 4, verse 6 is, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your heart and your minds in Christ Jesus." And I am finding that out, that the more I just put my problems in God's hands and just trust Him, that He comes through for me. He comes through for me and Genevieve, definitely.
Every time.
Every
What a great
time.
prayer to pray for yourself and for other people.
And we do have Genevieve with us today. We're going to get her in here one day. I thought today would be a good day. Hey, but everybody, there's a big storm coming in. And it looks like it's from the southwestern U.S. and it's dumping. It looks like for the next week, I think it says. Buckets of rain this week, all the way from the Carolinas down to Florida. It's a pretty big storm. So, and we're right in there in Tennessee. And, we just left Florida not too long ago. So it didn't matter where we were at, we were going to get hit by it. So I just wanted you to get ready for that. And for everybody else, and some more good Trump news because he keeps winning, and I hope he brings people around, and I hope that they understand. Listening to the mainstream media, mainstream media just wants him to fail, and they hope and bank on people being weak-minded and go, yeah, 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 you're right, yeah, Trump's bad. But you want us to talk about lower drug costs. Um, and the reason the big pharmacy is so fat and corrupt is because they charge us the most money. They get it, they make it here, they give it away to other countries, but they charge us an arm and a leg for it. And, we have no choice but to pay it. Or sometimes, if you're close enough to the border, you can go up to Canada or Mexico and get it a lot cheaper. Well, he just signed an executive order saying that if there's the lower price than what U.S. pharmacy companies are charging Americans, they're going to have to pay what we can get it for someplace else, and that's going to bring down the cost. And there's going to be a lot of people that hate it, like people that invested in pharmaceutical companies, that make millions and millions of dollars. That's just one way our congressmen in our government, they go in poor making $200,000 a year, and after a couple of years, they're worth like $10 million. That's because of insider trading. And anytime there's people attached to anything, there's corruption. Because a lot of people, that's how they are. They worship the money and they put that money before God, and there's no answer for it one day. But unfortunately, we won't be able to see it. Well, maybe we will, because Trump is turning that around. A lot of people don't understand. Trump is giving the power back to the people. Our government has had power for so long that we just accept it as okay. And like from I forgot what movie that was. It might have been Animal House, where Kevin Bacon gets spanked and he's like, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" We're just so used to getting screwed that we just accept it. And there's people that are like really okay with it. I just don't get that at all. But you're going to see. That's President Trump working for the people. Drug prices, and this is a good time. Like, I'm approaching retirement, and I think this is a good time to approach retirement because I have my phone that will tell me where I'm going because you get to that age, it's like you forget, you're walking into the kitchen what you need. It's like, so you have that phone, it'll tell me where I'm going. I won't have taxes on Social Security. And for the younger kids and people, not really necessarily younger, but they'll have no taxes on their tips. That's all coming in this next bill that President Trump, they call it the big, beautiful bill. That's going to be coming in that. That's going to be turned into law. So this is a great time for me to get old. The only thing I'm missing is like from Star Trek, where they can just have a little machine. You get inside, and you just hover everywhere, so I don't have to depend on people to take care of me. And I guess you get cleaned up and everything on the inside of that machine. That's what I'm waiting for, and I still got time for that. I still got a good 25 years before I'm going to need assistance with changing my diapers and having to walk me around. And not even diapers, but maybe Depends or something like that.
Diapers yet, babe.
No diapers yet. So it's just a good time. It's a lot easier now getting older than it was, say, like 100 years ago, where they had nothing. Like, can you imagine no air conditioning, nothing, no phone where you could just walk away? Those are tough times. And then another thing with President Trump, just put to rest. President Trump is not going to be going for a third term. But what President Trump likes to do, he likes to troll people. It's almost like he puts the bait out there, and it's he gets so many fish on them on that line. Oh, he's not going to run for a third term. I'm going to make sure he can't run for a third term, even though it's in the Constitution. He can't. But he says that and it's not even him saying it. Other people are saying it, and he's probably in there somewhere because he easily trolls these thin-skinned Trump haters and TDS people. I love watching it because I have good common sense, and he's just going to help America, and whoever comes in after him is just going to continue, and we're going to know everything by midterms anyway. And if we can keep the House and the Senate, that means America's happy, and it's looking really good. He's only been in there just 100 plus days or something like that, and everything is just turning around. I mean, absolutely everything is turning around. And there are still some people that they're complaining about lower prices, and they're still paying too much at the supermarkets. So just a little help on it's how you shop and where you shop. You know, um, you have to use all the available resources on the food. Like you have to plan your meals, and that's one thing we're actually really good at. We just haven't done it since we moved to Tennessee. Is planning our meals out for the week because then you know what you're going and what you need and what you're buying for, or what you buy for what you need. And you're not walking down each aisle like I'll do. It's like, oh yeah, if I make this, I'll need that and that and that and that. And then I walk out, I'm like, geez, a $200 bill. How did that happen? I was just coming here for a loaf of bread and some eggs. That's how that happens because you don't plan your meals. So just you plan your meals and use this, look for discounts. Like we go to Publix and I got on their app, so I get I've noticed ahead of time before their sales of buy one get one free. And I do like Publix for buy one get one free. They have so much stuff when you walk in. It's buy one get one free, and that helps you if you're planning your meal. Get their app, look what they have, and then now if you're going to plan like a spaghetti, they'll have noodles buy one get one free and sauce buy one get one free, and they'll have a discount on hamburger. So there's two meals right there. So you'll have one this week, and with the buy one get one free, it saves money on the next week because it's okay to have spaghetti twice a week. And you want to consider some store brands. I wouldn't go to like some local mom and pop shop where everything's expired. I wouldn't go there, but store brands are pretty good. Like I like Walmart store brands. I couldn't even tell you what their store brand is as much as we buy it. And then Publix has a good store brand, and wherever you're at, Piggly Wiggly, Tops, or Wegmans, check out their store brands. Those are good, and just consider where you shop. A lot of times we find some really good deals at Aldi's and Save a Lot for some stuff. Like I don't like my fresh produce. I prefer like to go to the local farms around the area, find them, and
Yes.
just and
Go to town.
go to town by there. And you don't have to store it, especially if you're close. Like we were in California, we were down the street from this farm stand, and boy, we would just take a walk, eat breakfast, or like the fruit that was growing on the trees in Florida. We'd just like walk there, and that week we would just OD on loquats. And if you want to tap government, local aid, they just you don't have to be absolutely poor, making no money to get some aid. They'll help you. And a lot of things I want to check out too is like what
Food pantries?
food pantries. I don't remember who I was talking to, and they told me about a food pantry, and they were showing me they were getting steaks and all kinds of like. I'm just like, really, you got that from a food pantry? So I definitely want to go check that out too. Um,
And maybe if people shopped a little bit smarter and stopped filling their carts with junk food, then maybe their food bill wouldn't be so high.
oh,
Junk food is very expensive. Capri Suns, individually packed, is very expensive.
and that is an angel talking to us because that's how awesome that topic is. An angel's voice just came down and told us what to do.
You don't need to pack your kids' lunch with Doritos and Capri Sun. You can give them something a little healthier that will actually fill their tummy.
Yeah, and the parents that can put their foot down with their kids and tell them, no, this is what you're going to have. I'm not a big fan of the Obamas, but Michelle Obama, I don't know if she's going to try to run for president in 2028. I don't think so. I believe her. I believe her when she says she's not going to. But she's out there urging parents not to be friends with your kids. And the way not to be friends, the way you're actually being friends with them is you're taking them down the center aisles and you're letting them buy all that processed food and all that food with the dyes in it to make it look better. Have you ever noticed like the really healthy and good food, they're around the outside aisles and along the back of the wall? That's where you find the stuff that's healthy. Everything down this most 80%, 79, 80% of bad food is down the middle aisles. So let's see. Some more. Here's some of our news. Like the Democrats, they hired that vice chair guy. What's his name? Hogg, I think they call him. Is his last name? What? David Hogg. I thought he was too young. Just looking at him, I thought he was really young, and he wasn't really. Didn't really know how to argue politics or talk politics. But after he's been there for a couple of months now, the Democratic National Committee, they want him to step down. They told him to stop, to stay neutral in the primaries, stop bagging people. And that's his whole job. But they're just not happy with him because the Democrats don't know how to get leaders. And we haven't had a good Democratic leader, I think, since President Clinton, Bill Clinton. Not a big Hillary Clinton fan, but I voted for Bill Clinton twice. I thought he was one of the best presidents we've ever had. Probably one of the only one in my lifetime that balanced the budget until Trump is going to balance the budget. And I think that's what's going to bring everybody on board. But this Democratic vice chair, they gave him an ultimatum to back down. It's like they put him in there. They don't like him. They put Kamala Harris in there. She was a flop. Biden, I believe he wasn't elected. He was selected. And I still believe that.
Sure was.
So the Democrats, they still just haven't learned yet. They haven't learned yet. And it's good that they haven't learned because we're going to turn this country around. But one thing I don't like about is the Bitcoin. I don't own any Bitcoin. I kind of wish I would have, but in hindsight, they think Bitcoin is going to go up to $200,000 a coin. That makes no sense at all. You can't touch it, you can't use it. I believe Bitcoin is fake security so that people that are manipulating the stock market and holding it down and they can say, well, I do have oh what's it called when you buy a house and they use your car? I do have
Yep.
collateral. I have Bitcoin. here, I have millions of dollars in Bitcoin. I'll use that as collateral. And the banks are all like, oh, okay. I think it's just a fake collateral. And I'll be, no one has ever like proven me wrong on that. And it's just accepted. And I think that's how they're manipulating the market. They're using just like fake collateral. So I'm actually going to look more into that. I wish whoever Trump appointed as the SEC chair, I'd like to hear more about that. So let's see what else is in the news today.
What's in
Yeah, there's a senator, Ohio freshman senator, has introduced legislation that would increase the criminal penalties for harming a police officer. Thank you, finally. It all started with that defund the police. The Democrats want to defund the police, and then they said they didn't, and it was too late by then. They wanted to put social workers out to go take care of
sounds so
criminals. I could see it like big, big gun fight out. Gangs are shooting people, people dying, and a social worker arrives on the scene, screeches in their car, skirt gets out, says, "Everybody, take a time out. Everybody, let's talk." I
we're
just,
gonna find out.
we're,
Pick it up, pick
we're,
it up.
put your guns down. Hug each other. Let's hug each other, okay? Please.
Kumbaya.
Oh, yeah, kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. Here's that, and all of a sudden, they get back on with their fighting. So that's good because you know what? I don't worry about police giving me a hard time. I don't have anything to hide. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm not hiding anything. I think that's what that means when I said I have nothing to hide. So I don't worry about them. And if they think that I'm up to something or there's a problem, I'm going to cooperate with them. I'm not going to turn into a roadside lawyer and tell them their job or tell them what they're doing wrong. I'm just going to be like, yes, sir, no, sir. You know, and this place would be the country would be a lot better if everybody thought like that.
I,
Just stop giving the police a hard time. Yeah, there are some good cops, bad cops. But at the moment of the situation is not the time to determine that. Just follow what they say. You'll be let go unless you got you're smuggling kids across the border, or transporting people illegally, or you got a trunk full of cocaine or that new drug from China coming in the border. Just listen to the police.
well, the ones that give the police the hard time are the ones that have something to hide in their car, in their wallet, whatever. They know they're driving without insurance. They know they have a suspended license. They're the ones that give them a hard time.
Yeah, so just and those are ones I have no, I don't even care about them. If they're willing to take that chance, well, then they're gonna go into jail. If they get away with it, like our government officials, then kudos to them. Okay, that's one thing about with the police. I'd like to see more police presence and give them back the power, and I think that's what President Trump is doing, and I'm really happy with that. So let's see. No tax on overtime. That's another one that I don't know if I mentioned that coming up in this big beautiful bill. So there he's gonna. So we're gonna end up lower drug costs with this. With this now that was through executive order, but no tax on tips. He's gonna stop taxing Social Security. So you're gonna get 100% of your Social Security. It's like I can't believe it's like you put in all this money your whole working life. They tax the heck out of it, give it to you, and then tax it some more. And then when you retire, they want to tax the money that you put into the system to them. That's how just greedy the government has been for the last 50 years. I'm not saying it's Republican or Democrats. I'm saying it is Congress. It is those corrupt politicians that have just been using our tax dollars as their own private piggy bank.
That's right.
So, so this when this bill passes, those are just going to be really good things for everybody. Now, when they take away, you're not going to pay taxes. It's going to be like on federal taxes. So if you make like under $200,000, you're not going to see taxes taken out on federal tax. But like places like New York and California, you're going to see their state taxes go up because they're crooks and they need the money to keep their criminal operation going. And that's why your gas prices are not coming down. You know what I'm paying for gas here in Tennessee? We were in a $2.30, high 30s, and it's still coming down because the price of the barrel of oils has come down so much. They're passing along the savings to us, where places like New York, California, Washington, they're keeping the high prices. Their cost is going down. So this is all profit now that they're just pulling in because that's what money does to some people in power. It makes them greedy. And every time you go to the gas pump, and another way to save some money on gas is what we do. Like here, we got a Circle K. In addition to like if the gas is like around 240, we get additional 15 cents off on it by just using their card. And Circle K's are everywhere. They're not in New York, but you guys have Quick Fill there. Quick Fill, if you get use their credit card, and even if you just use their card, and you still get 3 cents off. And we have the Quick Fill credit card, so we get another 5 cents off. So it's always like 8 cents off. So that's just the way you got to do it. Or you go to the reservation because a lot of people say, "Oh, there's something wrong with their gas," but we used the reservation gas for a long time, and we had no problems with it at all.
Yeah. A lot of gas stations have their own credit card or reward card that they can go sign up, and the thing is, people might think, oh, 3 cents, who cares? Well, 3 cents over a month times 12, you have to wait for the savings to accumulate. Eventually you will see it.
Can you guys hear that? Do I look like I'm just sitting here stumped? Because I hear this angel talking and laughing. I wonder if you guys can hear that. It's a beautiful sound. Hey, so we're actually looking to um, get some more bang for our buck. We're going to open up some savings accounts here, and we're going to look for banks that are offering like 5% annual percentage rate on that. That's if you when you can put in like $10,000, $20,000 in an account and just let it sit there and collect. That's what we're going to learn now. Because, like I said, I'm 60 now, so we're cruising towards retirement. So I'm gonna just get our money working for us. Hey, some crazy news. The Mendez, is that who they are? The Mendez brothers. They killed their wealthy parents. Yeah, they said it was self-defense because, they were abused. I don't know too many like rich people abuse their kids' stories. It's always the old poor drunken asshole that beats the shit out of his wife's kids or his own kids because he just hates his life and what he's done to it. Neil Young, if anybody missed that.
Stop.
Well, no, that's a Neil Young song. Uh, Rocking in a Free World. They'll get that. So, well, they're coming up. It was in 1989 they killed their parents, and they're coming up for resentencing. And they've been in there probably, what, 30 years now? Easy. So, if they get resentenced, they probably can get out on parole now. So, but I don't care how much you hate your parents. I couldn't kill mine. So I just I think it was just greed for the money. Their parents probably cut them off, but that's just my conspiracy theory on that. All right, so it's a good Tuesday. So I did this one by myself today and with my angel. So we're gonna look into some. Look forward to our next show is 23 legit ways to make extra cash from home with some side hustles. Yes. So I just want to wish everybody have a blessed Tuesday. Have fun today. Get ready if you're in the southeastern part of the United States. You probably know it's been raining like every day here. I just can't. That's one thing I do miss about Florida. It didn't rain there a lot, and I was okay with that. So let's just say peace out, everybody. I'm Randy. This is the REL with Ron and Randy. Randy today, and I am signing out. Peace out.